Don't be emotional like a Russian battle tank. Of course, it is natural for human beings to feel emotions. But it is destructive to feel emotion like the way a Russian battle tank feels. Any kind of tank can be destroyed in a war. Whether it's Western tanks, Russian tanks, Asian tanks, any type of tank can be destroyed in a battle. However, Russian tanks are built in a specific way, and this has come to light during the current Russian-Ukraine war. How are Ukrainians destroying the Russian battle tanks? They primarily use anti-tank missiles like Javelin, like NLAW, etc. These anti-tank missiles are not big enough or powerful enough to destroy a tank completely. Then how come Russian tanks are blowing into pieces? How come the turret of the Russian tanks are flying up in the air? Here you can see a video of a huge explosion and the turret, the top portion of the tank flying up in the air. An anti-tank missile like Javelin cannot do this. Then how come this is happening? How come the Russian tanks are blown to pieces? The only explanation is that this explosion is happening from within the tank. The Russian-made T-72, T-80 tanks are particularly prone to this kind of explosion from within. Why? Because the tank rounds or the ammunition is stored at the base of the turret within the tank. And if these shells were to explode, the whole tank will be blown to pieces. In Western tanks, the ammunition are stored in a separate panel in such a way that even if this ammunition were to explode, the blast is directed outward and the crew has sufficient time to escape. If you light a matchstick and throw it in a warehouse that is filled with bricks and sand, nothing is going to happen. The matchstick is going to burn out. That's it. Nothing else is going to happen. But if you light a matchstick and throw it in a warehouse that has a lot of crackers and explosives, then what will happen? The entire warehouse will explode. There will be a very huge explosion. And we cannot give the credit to that matchstick that such a big explosion happened because of the matchstick. No. Yes, matchstick was a trigger, but such a big explosion happened because of the explosives and the crackers inside the warehouse. Just like how in the Russian battle tank, such a big explosion happened because of the shells inside the battle tank. A lot of people, they also go through such intense emotional explosion for small little triggers, for a little matchstick. They go through intense emotion, can't sleep, can't eat, can't focus for days together. Why such intense emotion? Not because of the external small little trigger, but because of the explosives they carry inside, because of the shells they carry inside. And that's why such intense emotion, such overreaction to a small little trigger. How do these shells get formed? How do these explosives get formed within us? Another word for explosives or the shells that we carry within, another word for it, I would like to call it open wounds. What are open wounds? Open wounds has nothing to do with the present moment. Open wounds has everything to do with our past. All of us, we go through sadness, we go through hurt, we go through disappointment, guilt and shame. And some of us, we come to terms with our past and we move on. Some of us, we become even more resilient and courageous from all the traumatic experiences that we have gone through. But some of us, we tend to carry those emotions alive. They experience this sadness, this hurt, from experiences that happened maybe a couple of years back, or maybe 10 years back, maybe 30 years back. But they experience these emotions as if it's happening right now. So those are open wounds. The hurt that you felt maybe 10 years back, 20 years back, the same hurt you can experience right now. So these open wounds, they make us very reactive. They are like explosives within us. A small little trigger, one look, a critical look, or one critical comment can fire off that explosive, and we can go ballistic. We can explode in anger or in sadness, and the whole world might look dark and everything might look hopeless. What happened is a little trigger, a small matchstick, but the reaction is so strong because of all the emotions accumulated, the hurt accumulated from the past. Is it good? No, it is not. This accumulated hurt, these open wounds, it's bad for our health, it's bad for our relationship, it's bad for our professional success. Even when we want to move forward in life, these open wounds, they pull us back into sadness, into hurt, into pain. Just to recognize that these are open wounds from the past, and just to develop the desire to come to terms with the past, to let go of the past, that itself is a huge step. Just to recognize that what matters is not the past, but today. The present moment is what really matters. And just to recognize that is a huge step. Why let go of yesterday? Because yesterday has already let go of you, says Steve Maraboli. Once you heal your open wounds, you'll feel lighter. You'll be able to look at the sky and experience the beauty and the vastness of the sky. You'll be able to go to the beach and experience the sound of the waves. You'll be able to look at a flower and experience oneness with flower. Life is beautiful. Let go of the past and enjoy this day. And this day is all that matters. Live your life and keep growing and keep inspiring.